All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I got your watch list coming in October 21st, 2019, and earnings season is about to kick off fully. It's going to be an exciting week, and even though we're not getting all of the big companies reporting, we're going to get a few big Dow components as well as some of the bigger tech stocks that we've been waiting for. You guys already seen what's happened with some of these other earning companies, so it's going to be exciting. I hope you guys are ready. Hopefully you guys watched the video we posted yesterday. Set up a plan for going about this if you're going to play it, but even Netflix showed us with some of those put prices, that was a big way down it came down, but if you even played after earnings, you would have had a better opportunity. So I'm gonna go over the keys for tomorrow. I'm gonna talk about some of the plays we made on Friday that are coming into this week, and then I want to talk about what we need to be looking at specifically. Got some potential plays, but it's more or less the guideline that allowed us to do very, very well on the plays last week with earnings, you know, specifically that Netflix Condor and that other play. If you guys saw that, I've been trying to figure it out all week. I've been talking about this. We had a live stream even last night, just discussing this strategy of capital management and taking the right risk at the right time. So if you guys come with a good plan, you guys should be good to go. Do not force it and hope you're ready. But let's get into it. You guys know what you need to do. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed, and I will see you in the morning. We are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. It's the first link in the description, and it's pinned in the comments. And the most important thing you need to do, post your watch list below. Let us know what you're looking at, what you're playing. Let's source that information. Keep it positive, respectful. Stay in the game, and let's go. So right off the bat, as far as the keys for tomorrow, there's going to be some big earnings this week. Most of them are going to kick off Wednesday, so this is going to be important with how the market moves. You're gonna see some of these moves, you know, even picture last week. You could see Monday we started down, did nothing, earnings, gap up, then Wednesday earnings. The market will just kind of move and stay in a range. So be on the lookout for how earnings impacts that, again, unless acted upon by equal or opposite force. But there is gonna be some big Dow Jones components that are reporting on Tuesday. You're going to get like McDonald's, Boeing, Lockheed, and even with what we saw with Johnson & Johnson and Boeing last week, the Dow could take some bigger moves, or you might see the Dow outpace. So just watch what happens with that. As far as any events, you know, we did see over the weekend the Brexit vote. I think they're talking about like a 3-month extension now. The pound is kind of moving all over the place with it. It came down. So watch that. But if they kick the can, you might see just less pressure or positivity flow from this type of news. So see what happens. But even then now, you know, Juan is important. You guys know Mr. Juan. He's a great guy. But also watch the USD Japanese yen. This is actually kind of very important with where it is at. It's been strengthening. The dollar's been weakening. This could explain some of those currency moves, but that's going to be important. As far as even economic data this week, we will get PMIs, the flash PMI, so it's not going to be like the service PMI, but you guys saw what happened about a month ago with that. So keep your eyes peeled for what that could do, but the market is going to be focusing a lot on earnings, especially as these big companies are coming in anticipation. So if anything too, watch how the mornings move. Watch how that first hour or two goes and the reactions from earnings in every single development. That is kind of what's going to be the pusher and driver of, or setting the upper and lower bounds of where these ranges are going to occur. So watch out for that. That pretty much sums it up. And as far as potential plays now, you guys have said you like this. I want to include some of these, but I don't have any specific plays. I need to see more specific pricing this week in IV for the specifics, because now as we get into the earnings season, usually the week of, that's where the IV starts to run up on some of these companies, and that's how he took advantage of that Netflix play. But this is kind of what I've boiled it down to if you guys want to look for this. If a stock is pricing in more than 5% of earnings, or it's saying on the option chain there's going to be a 5% move, look for an iron condor with an 85% credit to collateral ratio. So if the max collateral, max risk is $100, it should be paying out $85 in credit, and it should still cover 5% out of the money. So that has been the key with all of this, or that is what I've noticed was the key that made the Netflix play so good last week. It was that, and that's why I said I need to wait for the specifics. I was looking to see how McDonald's, because they're going to be reporting, and they made a big move down, which could actually influence the pricing already, but I want to see what the premiums are at. But even on a play like McDonald's, sometimes it would have even been better to just sell the put spread, so you don't know what's going to happen. But if you could get both sides and sell both spreads, doing the iron condor or calling a put spread, creating that condor, and it's within that 5% range that's pricing in, but it's paying a high credit, that is a very unique, good play and a good opportunity. So if you see those, call them out. We're going to be live. Call them out on chat. Source that information, baby. But that is kind of what I'm looking for the potential plays. And then tomorrow, and as we get into some of the bigger earnings, I will be able to see the IV, and I'm going to post some actual specific plays for you guys to look at coming in through this week. So stay tuned. If you guys got any ideas for me too, you guys could inspire me as well too. That's pretty much it. So let us get into the plays. As far as that, with the plays we made already, this was the one we made yesterday again. And even Boeing has already came out with news after hours. They're trying to throw the FAA under the bus, and they're saying that the FAA knew and they were present there with the testing. So it's getting interesting, but that's why I went small on this. It was $35. We got a 320, 317 spread. It's going to be expiring this week. But watch out, depending on how the market moves with this tomorrow, might want to even turn this into a condor and sell a put and try to play something there or see if we could play both sides. But they are going to have earnings, but we're in this one. Watch that one. We're still holding on to the iron condors, but then as far as something even potential now, here is that Amazon play. Remember, we were up a lot on it. Actually, even if we come back here a little bit more, this play was going for like $200 something, so it was up 100%. Now we're only up $20 from when we paid. So again, the reason being you're getting less time, so maybe you could get more time, but this could be a potential one for earnings. Again, I believe the earnings is this week around Wednesday or Thursday. And my plan for that one, I really did hope, it sucks it took such a big drop there. My plan was we would have had a chance to sell out as it was coming up in the earnings. So we'll see how that comes out in the next few days and how the market takes it. But if not, we could reposition or we could set it up there. But that is a $100 play, so it's a little bit more exposure. So we're going to see how we're going to have to work that. Depending on if I'm not able to cash out on it, I might even just turn this to a condor, a butterfly in this case, where if I could lower the risk instead of the $100 here and get some of the credit back to make it more specific, lower the risk there, maybe make it a butterfly and then do a separate condor. But again, I need to see the prices in IV. As far as last week, though, I did not like the IV and what the risk rewards were pricing on some of the Amazon. So again, we're going to really have to see as we get into that. And then also all the plays, we had the HDs, and I'm still holding that big HD position. I had another one expire. I'm going to roll over that one, and I'm going to sell another Apple one as well too, because it wasn't selling me out at a good enough price last week. So we're going to have to roll those over. But those are pretty much the plays we made. As far as what I'm going to be looking at tomorrow, UPS is one. We lost on that play, but I think UPS and FedEx, comparing both of these, I think both of them provide a unique opportunity. Again, watch how transports lead when the market's acting a little bit weird here. But overall, I do like McDonald's. I like the fact that it has been holding up 212.50 has been a crucial level for it. It's selling off coming into earnings. So again, this is like a reverse of Netflix. When you guys saw Netflix pop up, this is giving you kind of a hint here. And if McDonald's was going to make a big move the other day, this is taking off $4 from that move. So watch that there. And hopefully if the premiums come up there and there's some IV, that could set us up with one of those good Netflix plays like we saw. So watch McDonald's, watch Boeing. This was still one of the biggest drops there in 7 months. I made that video on Friday talking about it. I think the news and just, again, the volume and velocity we've seen is important. So this might continue down, and then they have earnings. So watch out for this. I think this is going to offer a really big opportunity. Also alongside of Johnson & Johnson, they fall into the same category, big Dow component. They're going to have big effects, so watch out for them. But watch them. Watch Caterpillar. They're reporting this week. I also think they're going to be important. And again, you're seeing some of these bigger run-ups coming into all this, and they kind of reacted even from the trade war. I haven't got to look at the premiums there, but we will. But keep an eye for Caterpillar. Lockheed as well now. You can kind of see what happened with Boeing and how that was operating, but they're making big moves here too. So as this price is in and what's happening in defense, they could be interesting. But the key with Lockheed, they're not a big mover. So if we are able to find a high spread play or high credit play on that one, this one might be good for an iron condor. But again, I need to see what it's pricing in, because if it does price in a small amount, it may even be better to just go with the purchase on there. But we'll see. But Lockheed isn't traditionally a big mover. And then lastly, Amazon, they're going to be reporting this week, I'm pretty sure. So watch out for them. And then Facebook, they're not reporting this week, but watch how they've been on, especially in movement with Apple and kind of how they've been doing that lag and lead dance and where they're at here too. So it could set up something. The premiums aren't too good, but that's what I'm kind of waiting for here too, because as we've seen, the premiums are adjusting pretty rapidly coming into the week of the earnings, and that is what I want to pay attention to the most. Then moving on, do not forget about the banks. They were important. They made big moves. The fact that even in the, I don't know if you could call it carnage on Friday, it was an interesting day, but the banks held up very, very well. So watch Bank of America. They're important, but then also watch JPM. JP Morgan, again, they make way, way bigger moves. They're very, very strong, big dollar price. It's hard to really pinpoint on the contracts because they're still somewhat expensive, but watch both the banks, even Bank of America, even for some credit spreads. We're still in that October 31st, so we'll see. I think, what's that priced at? Yeah, so that play is only worth $4 now, so maybe you could average down to something better because 31.50 is far away, or magically, if things do gap up and rip and we have an ability to sell premium like we wanted to, we'll sell it. Otherwise, we might be out on that play. But keep your eye for Bank of America and JP in general. Then watch Netflix. We're still in that Iron Condor play, and I'm going to be looking at it. I might want to take profits if we could get around $600. So if it does bounce up tomorrow and get stuck in this range, that'll be good. If it does go down more, that is going to start getting a little precarious for us. Because remember, it expires this week, and we need it. The closer we get to expiration, the more we're going to need it to be in the middle there. But both sides are going to depreciate. And some people even asked, and some people talked about cutting one side of the condor. That is possible, but you have to also understand the minute you cut that condor, you have to buy back one of the sides. So however much you buy it back for, that reduces your total gain. But then also if the position moves against you, that's also a buffer. So even on this Friday, you could have closed out the call side for like $150, but the key was you probably would have lost more money here on the downside, because even though you bought it back, you spent the $150, you got back less collateral, the puts gained value, but now the puts gained value, those calls should have lost value, but if you covered them, you don't get that buffer. So again, coming into this next week now with time decay, this is going to be an interesting to watch. So keep an eye out for that one. But again, even Netflix and how it plays up, if it does start to move even lower, that could just set up a whole new play in and of itself. But watch if it sets a range and how it moves with the market. Then Nvidia, they were a killer last week. They're still holding above 190, which I think is great. So see how they move with any of the other chip makers. And if it's the same $60 for $6 out the money, that could be good, but we have to be able to gauge and see, is there any bullishness coming towards the top side for tomorrow morning. Then HD as well, we still have that play. I still like them. I think they're very, very bullish. Their earnings isn't till around November, so how they're going to move is going to be interesting, but kind of it's starting to look like this here. If we're able to catch it when it does start to fall a little bit, those credit spreads will pay off, so I'm going to have to roll over. We lost 120 on one of them last week, and we still have that bigger play that we rolled over from 2 weeks ago. That expires this week, so we'll see how that plays out. And then Microsoft, they have earnings as well too. I did an Iron Condor on them last week. I think that could be a decent play we'll talk about here. But in general, this is one of those big Dow components, what it could signal for some of the other companies and the data they come out with. It'll be interesting, and you could even watch their last earnings and kind of the effect it have and kind of how it kept the market in here or how it kept the pricing. So they've been pretty solid, but watch how this does have an effect, and maybe they could be the black swan. That is something I want to look out for. Pretty solid quarters. They're staying up here, but if they come out with anything surprising, Microsoft being the large, big gainer, they could be one to watch out for. So I will be looking towards the downside because I'm sure a lot of people aren't predicting that. But again, it wasn't too long ago. They were just at $96. There's that. And for the last chart here, finally, Johnson & Johnson like we discussed, but watch beyond that one play we discussed, that 111, 108 from last week. That hit, that was like $20 to 200. So that was a nice 1,000%er. But watch how it comes up here. Watch if it hits that 97 level of support, if it does the bounce there like Roku, or if it starts coming down in this slow fashion. But some of these debit spreads can go a really, really long way. And if you really monitor it and give yourself time, usually like we said with Beyond and some of these big movers, Beyond, Roku, Shopify, find the play you want and then add an extra week usually. And you won't be kicking yourself if it ends up making the move. But watch them, watch Roku as well too. It's setting up a wide range, so this is going to be both a land of opportunity and a land of risk for both buying the contracts or selling spreads. But I like it, and I want to watch how they move in response to even some of the other growth and momentum stocks. Same thing with Shopify. Big mover as well too. Looks a little weaker, but still overall interesting. And then finally, like we said, Johnson & Johnson. But that's going to be all there. How tomorrow moves in the morning, how it plays out, what we start seeing from these earnings reports, and then what the market starts pricing in is going to tell us a lot. Don't forget about bonds as well too. I think that's creeping right around the corner, able to tell us stuff, but this is an exciting time. If you guys didn't watch the video yesterday, go watch it. Said the only thing you need to be successful trading here, doesn't matter what you were trading, the strategy, before earnings, after earnings, technicals, penny stocks, I don't care. All you have to do is control your budget. You guys want to come into earnings, set aside the amount, know the amount you want to spend now so you don't get caught up just throwing money here before you know it. If you're wrong and everything, you blow up half your account. No, maybe you could say, I'll put 30%, I'll put 20%, I'll put 100, I'll put 200. Just define it. Make sure you have a strategy now. Control the risk. It's not about the strategy. It's usually putting in too much money on there. And then also now maximizing your opportunities to put them in the companies. If you guys are trying to select earnings plays, pick the companies that are going to have opportunity. So I know Ford is coming up. I said that last time, but then those ended up moving 1,000%. But more often than not, I want to go for the things with higher premiums associated or bigger underlying asset moves. So just don't get caught up spending or taking the same couple $100 risk if it doesn't offer a good return that could actually account for it or make up for any other losses or anything. But that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure you like the video. Stay subscribed. Stay hydrated, healthy. Be ready to go in the morning. I'm going to see you there. I'll see you on the watch list. I'll see you in the morning. Keep your head in the game. Keep the faith. You know the code got you. And let's go.